Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a couple of days since I made a video, and I have been testing some crew members out, and thanks to Deuce, who posted a video on a couple of crew members' possible bugs, it gave me an idea of to see if there are possibly a really good setup for hunting NPCs. And so I tested them out, and they actually did really well. And so the officers I kind of tested back and forth were, let's see here. So Gonzales, Chen, and Shev, I tested them versus Kirk, Spock, and Sulu. And they actually did better. And there was a huge critical hit. So Chen's team did it in about 3 rounds, and Kirk's team did it about 4 rounds. Kirk's team didn't get a critical hit, which is probably the big difference here. However, the big thing here is that you don't really need an advanced setup to have a really good crew. And just to kind of go over these members here, so Chen increases dodge, shields, and deflection and armor of the ship. I'm sorry, that was dodge, shield, deflection, and armor of the ship by 50% against hostiles. And then Chen decreases the damage done by energy weapons of the hostile by 15%. So this is going to work really well against an explorer setup. An explorer enemy. So I decided to hunt level 31 Klingon explorers. And I used my Kumari to have the type advantage over that. But take a look at those stats as well. They're considerably low compared to the Kirk setup. But also keep in mind, stats don't necessarily matter. It's the abilities who matters on the officers in captain chair. Let's see. Gonzales. Let's see. If the opponent is a hostile, Gonzales increases the damage of critical hits by 10%. So in Deuce's video, he talked about how these officers were working against other players. And it kind of leads to the conclusion of what is Scopely defined as a hostile. Is it any player in the game? Is it a player that attacks you? Is it NPCs? So far, these abilities are proccing against attacking other players' ships, and then, of course, attacking NPCs. And then Shev, his justice dealer, if the opponent is a hostile, Shev increases the damage of the energy weapons, or Shev increases the damage of the energy weapons of the ship by 10%. So this is actually a pretty decent setup for a battle cruiser. It's also a really decent setup for an explorer. All right, so let me go over to the battle reports here and show you. So first, I want to show you the Kirk setup. So Kirk inspired morale. Sulu was doing 25% additional to energy damage. And let's see, Spock was restoring shields. So this went on for 4 rounds. I went through this already and I didn't see a single critical hit, which is why I think it went through 4 rounds. Keep in mind, critical hits are really hard to predict when you're going to get them and when you're not. The exception to the rule on that is Gorkin. His captain ability is really good about triggering critical hits. All right, and so as you can see here, Gonzales, Chen, and Shev, they all did this in 3 hits. But they also had a very large critical hit of 68,000. That's probably 4 times the usual hit. And I believe, yeah, Gonzales is a 10% increase to critical hit damage against hostiles. So that's definitely bleeding into that as well. However, so this is just to kind of show everyone here is you don't need to have the elite crew to have a really good setup. These are actually a really good setup to be hunting hostiles in. And I assume that means NPCs. So I'm definitely going to play more with this. I really want to take a look and see if anyone on my team has max versions of these characters to kind of see if there's any more of a difference in their abilities. But thank you for watching. Definitely subscribe, share the video, click like on it, and take care of one another. Post any comments, questions, especially about crew. I love testing out crew members and seeing which ones are better than what you expect. So take care of one another, and I will talk to you guys soon.